Dang, it's a lot of stuff here. What's up, guys? Okay, you're probably looking at this and you're looking at this table here and you're like, what in the actual hell is going on? Good question, right? So in this video, I'm going to talk about stuff that I currently carry for patrol. So it's not the obvious stuff, right? Obviously, officers need to carry all their report writing stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things outside of the ordinary that I personally see. These are the things that I carry that I don't see regular patrol officers carrying, right? So let's start off with this because I don't want to hold this thing up. This is my Black Hawk entry toolkit, right? I use it overseas. Awesome kit, right? It's not very heavy. You can get through almost anything with this kit, okay? I do have a RAM, also made by Black Hawk, but just not enough room on this table, right? But this kit I really like. It's been used quite a bit, and they sell it as a full kit, or you can buy them separately. But it comes with these straps, so you can put it on like a backpack. Normally when I'm working with another person, then I'll just let them know, hey, if there's an active shooter or there's something's going on, I'm just gonna throw this on your back, so I have tools there that I need to get into doors and stuff like that, right? So super important to have entry tools. If there is an officer that needs help, or you're trying to get into a building that is locked and secured, then you gotta have ways to get in. Moving on, gas mask, right? So most agencies will issue you a gas mask, right? In case you guys are dealing with maybe a crowd, you're deploying tear gas or whatnot. But this is good to have. Make sure that if you guys are issued this or one of these, that you stay on top of the filter expiration dates, right? Moving on. This is my old Team Wendy helmet. I used this before I came on the job, so love it, right? Just repainted. This used to be OD green, just repainted black, and then with the helmet, I'm using the Safariland Liberator Ear Pro with their mounts for the Team Wendy helmet. So works great. I don't want to be in a gunfight where my ears are ringing, all that stuff. I can still communicate on the radio with this setup, and that stuff, the gunshots and all that stuff won't bother me. Ear Pro. If I don't have time to put on my helmet, right, and there's a shooting, I'm running into a building, let's say I put on my plate carrier and hey, somebody's actively killing like children in a school, then I'll just throw these on my head. And these are just MSA Supreme Pro X. If you've seen my home defense belt setup, you'll see that I also keep a pair of these next to my home defense belt, right? I'm a big advocate of having Ear Pro when you, not just for the range, but in a self-defense situation, okay? I keep extra batteries, right? So all the stuff for my weapon lights, all the stuff for my flashlights. Some of my stuff uses the 18650 cells, so I just keep separate ones in here, and this is in a waterproof container. So extra batteries are good. I don't typically like stuff like using an O-light as a weapon light for duty. You should be able to just swap batteries out if you're using stuff for duty, okay? So I don't recommend using something that has an internal battery and you have to recharge it, okay? Moving on, next bag here. If you guys are wondering, these bags are made by Savior. I have no affiliation with them, but some of the stuff I really liked. I've had some of their bags where I've completely destroyed, and they're really receptive to the information. They're asking me like what failure points with the bags and all that stuff. And if you want something destroyed, give it to a police officer or some military guys. They'll find ways to destroy it. But these are well made. I am using one of their rifle bags now. It's one of their dual rifle bags, and I keep my shotgun and rifle in it. So it's held up pretty well. But yeah, these little bags are made by Savior, and you can label them. And they come in different colors. So when they're like separate categories, I'll just have them in a completely different color. So you'll see some of these are green, and then some of these are gray. But I keep extra flashlights in here. Believe it or not, this is kind of like my loaner bag, because I've let other officers borrow so many flashlights, giving them batteries because they don't keep their stuff charged, or they have dead batteries and they have no replacements. Moving on, search tools, right? So why search tools? I have stuff like this little mirror here, right? I've used this while looking for evidence, looking for people. This is made by ESP. There's a little clip on the back where you can stick your baton and then use it. But I rather use this than like checking behind a stove and looking for stuff. And then other than that, I have some other tools in here, but this is one of my favorite items that I have, right? Favorite piece of gear I have here. This is the LTO Quest HD by Loophole. Now, I visited them a bunch of times in the last few SHOT Shows, and this has been discontinued. I don't know if they came out with something to replace it, but this is just a thermal imaging device, and this has been so helpful with finding suspects, especially at nighttime. And I even used this to find someone who dug a cave under somebody's house and was living under the person's house for almost a year. True story. But anyways, yeah, I really like this thing. It's very well made. It's kind of beat up, but still works like it's brand new. Just charge it and it's ready to go. Okay, so this one, I have covert entry tools, right? So in this bag, I have like bypass tools, right? Lock picks and whatnot. Even have like a pick set for tubular locks, right? If you guys haven't seen my video where I visit the Sparrow covert entry tools booth at SHOT Show, check it out, right? I think it's something that's underutilized by law enforcement. You know, I have various tools here. I did order a bunch of stuff from them recently. It hasn't come in yet, but even if it did, I want to just, this video is for me showing you what I currently use, right? So I'm going to replace some of my tools with some of the new Sparrow stuff that I really liked, and I'll let you guys know in a future video how that goes, right? Here's a Gerber multi-tool, right? This thing has come in really handy, and I can't tell you how many times I let other officers borrow these, right? Whether it's for a screwdriver or something else. This is made by Gerber. You know, I have like Leatherman, other ones too, but I think it's good to have a multi-tool. What's this green bag? Okay, believe it or not, all this crap, minus the plate carrier and my long guns, and the entry, my forced entry tools in this bag, I keep all in one bag. I keep all this stuff and in a 511 mission ready bag, right? It all fits in there, and it's held up pretty good, right? And that's where I keep a lot of my admin stuff too, right? My flares, raincoat, report stuff, evidence envelopes, all that stuff's in there, okay? This here, it's another 511 bag. This has my trauma kit in it. So it has a basic Army CLS kit with the addition of a life vac setup, right? So if you guys aren't familiar with the life vac, it's a device that's used to help people who are choking. So I have one for infant children and I have one for adults. So in here, basic trauma kit, right? The reason why I keep this separate is if I'm going into a building, an apartment complex, a school or something, then typically this is easy enough that either my partner or I can just grab from the trunk, right, and just sling it over our shoulders, and then now we have medical supplies should we need them, right? The last thing I want to do if my partner gets hurt is me telling my partner, hey, wait, I'm going to run back to the car, get the medical stuff, and then run back here and then try to save your life. Don't want to do that. Okay? Cleaning wipes, right? Gotta have cleaning wipes. This I use a lot of, right? I probably go through at least one of these a week, right? So cleaning wipes, wipe down your handcuffs after dealing with someone nasty, right? Wipe down your hands after dealing with someone nasty. Wipe down everything after dealing with someone nasty, right? Some nasty people out there, right? So this is good to have. My plate carrier, right? I know a lot of you officers are cheap asses, okay? But the level 3A armor that we're issued, that we wear under our uniforms, is not gonna stop everything, right? In fact, if somebody has good self-defense handgun ammunition, it's gonna punch right through it, right? This is my plate carrier. This is the Agilite K0, right? I went to this after using the K12 for a long time, and that thing is super comfortable. But this one is a little bit more minimalistic, and I'm using that. I'm running side plates, front plates. They're both made by Hesco. On my plate carrier, I took off my department information so you guys can't see it. But otherwise, I usually have my badge and all that stuff here, right? So up top here, I have my Axon camera mount, right? So normally with my uniform, I'm wearing a camera here. If there's an active shooter and I'm switching, I'm putting my plate carrier on, I'm simply just gonna rotate that camera, take it off, and put it on here. Extra AR mags, and then I'm running S-Tac, these little cards that hold shotgun rounds, right? So I have buckshot and slug. On the bottom here is another IFAC, right? Where I have tourniquets, chest seals, and pressure bandages. And cheer. All right, what the heck is this, okay? This is not for medical exams or anything, right? But this device here is actually, there's a little screen here, it's a camera made by Teslon, and they have been making cameras for a long time, typically for inspecting like the bores if you're cleaning or servicing a rifle or long gun. But I've used this quite a bit while searching, right? So I use these to clear attics, and in fact, the last couple times that I used this, we actually found dead bodies in a place when I was doing the welfare check. So this is really good where I can get eyes on something before having to physically go there, right? Be it under a door or whatnot. Here, OBD2 scanner. You're like, why the hell do you have an OBD2 scanner? Well, we're dealing with a lot of stolen cars. And when dealing with a lot of stolen cars, we have a lot of people who are switching the VIN tags, right? So you might run the VIN tag, and then we're seeing that, okay, hey, this car comes back clean, it's not stolen or anything, and then I plug it into the OBD2 port and run the ECU or TCM, and I find that the vehicle has a different VIN number. And later on I run that and I find out it's stolen, right? So this has helped me a lot with stolen vehicle investigations, right? This, I normally have, this is an entry tool, right? But I don't normally keep this in that bag. I use these quite a bit. This is made by Sparrows, right? And I can shim through a lot of different doors with this, right? And normally I just have this in my soft armor tucked in behind my uniform because this is actually one that I use quite a bit. This one's made by Sparrows. Extra magazines, right? So I do carry extra magazines on me on my patrol belt. I do carry more than the average minimum or the average two extra magazines that officers normally carry. I have more magazines here, right? This little drop leg magazine pouch / IFAC thing is made by Tough Products, right? So I have another IFAC in here, and then I have my 4 AR magazines. I did modify this so that this is actually using a Blade Tech buckle here. On the other side of the, actually on my patrol belt, right, I have the other part of the buckle here so that if I have to run into a situation where I'm using my rifle, I can just grab this and then clip it onto my patrol belt and I'm good to go with an extra IFAC and 4 extra rifle mags. iPro, right? Talk about ear pro, iPro, right? If you get stuff in your eyes, that can take you out of the fight completely, right? So these are a pair of Oakleys, right? They actually fit me, right? Because not all glasses fit me. I have that Asian face, right? With the word, I guess we have weird noses, and companies are actually starting to see that because they'll have their glasses, right? So like I wear a lot of Wiley X stuff, and they call it alternative fit, and then it helps with people with Asian faces. But this one, this eye pro is actually made by Oakley, and these are polychromatic, right, or photochromatic, right? So that means that they change with the type of light that you're exposed to, right? So if I wore these outside, it would actually turn dark and it'll be like a pair of sunglasses, right? And I like to wear these because if I go into a building, these turn clear and I have a set of eye pro, right? So I don't want to get poked in the eye, or if shots are fired, or if something flies and gets into my eye, that can put me out of the fight. All right, this big old thing here, right? This is made by Noco, and this is the GBX 155. This is the big boy, right? Jump starter, right? You gotta have a jump starter, right? I do see quite a few officers that have these little jump boxes, right? But they can't always jump start a battery that's like almost dead, right? Or some of the larger police vehicles, I've seen them really struggle with it. This thing has been able to start everything that I've hooked it up to. I use this quite a bit because we'll respond to emergencies. Sometimes officers forget to turn off their lights and everything, and then when the investigation's done, they get back to the car and try to turn on the car, and it's like, nothing happens, right? So jump starter is good. One thing that I forgot here is this gray bag here, and this is labeled meds, right? Why meds? Okay, yes, I do have the obvious stuff, right? Ibuprofen, things like that, I have in here. But I got sunblock. This is the one that people don't think about. I keep activated charcoal, okay? Why activated charcoal? When I was overseas and drank some of this foreign water, my ass was probably more deadly than this Benelli M4, right? So, if you're a first responder, you're in the military or whatever, you should have this stuff with you, right? And they come in different forms. These are just tablets, right? Or capsules. You don't want to be dealing with an emergency where you have people relying on you, you have teammates counting on you, and you got to clench your butt cheeks because it's about to explode, right? You just don't want that to happen. All right, so the activated charcoal has been great. I remember one of the soldiers gave me some, and I would say in 20 minutes, my stomach went from, damn, I'm about to explode, to, oh, shoot, I think I feel okay. Let's go, all right? So activated charcoal, I highly recommend it. You don't even have to be a first responder, right? If you're going on a road trip, you're doing stuff, you're going on vacation, just have some on you. You never know, maybe your kids got the shits or whatever, and you guys need it, all right? So that's that stuff, right? I did show you guys this shotgun briefly, right? But this is my patrol shotgun. It's a Benelli M4, right? There's nothing. This is completely stock. The only thing that is on here is this is a factory extended magazine tube. Outside of that, I do have a Mesa Tactical stock on here because the factory ones are super long. I don't know if in Italy everyone just got these long ass arms or anything, but I switched to this just for a shorter length of pull. Optics wise, I'm running an Aimpoint Comp 5S. I don't like the regular Comp M5s, but with the battery port being at the 2 o'clock position, I just like them kind of out of the way. So I opt for the S. On the side here, I have Velcro stuck to the side, and I'm using the S-Tac shotgun cards, right? This is where I keep my extra slugs. If you're wondering, why is this guy running optics on a shotgun? Well, good question, right? So our department, we have a program where we run slugs like a shotgun. So There's a special school that officers can go to, and the qualification process or certification, we have to recertify every 6 months. So we're doing a very similar qualification using the shotgun with slugs as our qualification with a rifle. And using or having optics on it helps tremendously compared to just your conventional iron sights. All right? So that is my Benelli M4. Okay? For patrol rifle, this is a Colt EPR, right? I am running an 8.3 time magnifier, again, Aimpoint Comp M5S, right? And then I'm using this little contraption here is made by Neomag to secure my sling. I don't like my sling dangling all over the place as I'm trying to take it out of the patrol car. I'm using a Surefire Scout Light with a Unity tactical switch for it, right? Outside of that, this is a B5 stock. This is a BCM hand grip, and then this trigger guard is made by Magpul, right? So other than that, actually, the bolt carrier group is made by Wilson Combat. So I'm using a Wilson Combat bolt carrier group, and that is it for the rifle, right? So, should you carry all this stuff? That's up to you, right? It's no different than when people call us or come to us for training. Right now, the big topic is we're getting a lot of calls from churches. We're getting a lot of calls from different organizations. There's a fear of being attacked. So maybe the person in charge of the security will call us and say, hey, do you guys offer training for such and such groups? And I said, yes. And they would ask, well, how much does it cost? I said, well, it's not really just based on the cost. Is you have to have a set goal, right? So you have to make a decision of what you want your capabilities to be. Right? Do you want your team to be able to stop an active shooter? Do you want to stop someone going in and just being unruly? Right? So you got to decide what you want to be able to do, and then you work towards that point, right? So for me, as a police officer, right, what do I want my capabilities to be, right? Do I want to be able to get into a building if there's an active shooter? Or am I the person where I'm going to get on the radio and say, hey, we need people to bring entry tools so we can get in here to stop this active shooter? Well, I don't want to be that person, right? If I go to a school and there's somebody inside the school actively killing children, I'm not going to wait for someone else to bring entry tools, right? I have the tools, I'm going to go in and stop the threat, right? I'm also not the person where I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to run back to the patrol car to get such and such and such, right? Some of the guys would bring their big patrol bag that they keep in the trunk and said, yeah, I keep extra magazines and I keep extra ammo here. So one might have one extra magazine and then 6 boxes of ammo. And I'm like, what the hell good is that to you? Seriously. In my head, I'm like, that's fucking stupid, right? So in the middle of a fight, if you run out of ammo, you're going to press the pause button, run back to your patrol car, open the trunk, open the box of ammo, and load your magazines. Like, how stupid is that, right? Guys, you got to be practical, right? Sometimes knowledge that's passed down from one person to another person or from one officer to another is not always good, right? You got to be realistic and be practical, all right? So if you guys are on the job, what do you carry, right? More or less, and why, right? I'd like to know. I do check the comments, and I like talking to you guys, right? Some people like to hate, and that's fine, right? I mean, this is a free country, and we're all entitled to our opinions. But I would say the most important thing is whatever piece of gear you guys have, make sure you know how to use it, right? Make sure if you open your IFAC, you know how to use everything in your IFAC, right? If you have the guns, make sure you're proficient and you know how to use it effectively, okay? So let me know in the comments. In the meantime, keep training, guys, and take care of yourself.